We all have seen Bitcoin explode in price this week as a result of the potential BlackRock spot ETF getting accepted and going through. We've also seen millions and millions of dollars in Bitcoin shorts squeezed out. But did you know that a Bitcoin supply shock is on the fringe of occurring among some of the biggest exchanges in the world, especially with exchanges like Binance, with exchanges like Coinbase? The Bitcoin's not there. Will that 5-year low, that drop, that shock in Bitcoin supply affect the price and send us skyrocketing? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Blockhash Podcast channel. Let's talk crypto. We're going to go through this article real quick, then I'll give you my thoughts at the end, as always. So bear with me. Bitcoin supply has become increasingly constrained, with exchange balances dropping to a 5-year low, making the asset prime for potential supply shock. Matt Weller, global head of research at Forex.com, said in an interview with CoinDesk TV on Thursday, today, the level of available Bitcoin on crypto exchanges, liquid token investors can easily buy and sell, has dropped 2.3 million, its lowest reading since April of 2018. Glassnode data shows. That's down from 2.6 million a year ago and 3.2 million at its peak in May of 2020. Meanwhile, there's roughly 3 million tokens that haven't been moved in 10 years, said Weller. That compares to the current overall supply of 19.5 million in Bitcoin's maximum ever supply of 21 million. That's suggestive of potential supply shock, Weller said. With lower supply on the market, it only takes a small bump in demand to really drive prices higher at a rapid rate. Weller said that spot ETFs, unlike futures-based products, could fundamentally alter the supply and demand picture for Bitcoin, making it available for a new set of investors. That's especially so now that Bitcoin has regained its correlated asset lure by decoupling from equities and rallying as U.S. stocks have entered correction territory, he added. So a couple of things here. Notice the chart here by Glassnode depicting the Bitcoin exchange balance over the last 10 years. It has dropped off significantly since the pandemic, since 2020. While its price itself and last active last active supply amounts for Bitcoin, keep going up. So what this pretty much means is that more Bitcoin is sitting on the sideline in cold storage and self-custody outside of exchanges than is on exchanges today. And at the same time, those supplies on exchanges keep dropping. This has happened all of 2023, and it just continues to happen. People are removing it from exchanges, which means that sell pressure is continuing to dwindle. When the buy demand kicks in and that pressure takes place, you will have a supply shock because there just isn't enough there. The only solution is for Bitcoin to revalue itself in price. The market price on every chart will change as a result. If I have 10 Bitcoin and I have an exchange, and then, the next time demand kicks in a bull run, I only have 5 Bitcoin available on that exchange, prices need to double if the demand is the same for that 10 Bitcoin as it was for the now existent 5 Bitcoin on my theoretical exchange. So in terms of what's going to happen, it's going to be ridiculous what kind of prices Bitcoin ends up going to, not because there's no Bitcoin out there in existence. It's just harder to buy if no one is selling it. Now, that can very quickly change towards the end of a bull market. If people start sending their Bitcoin back to exchanges to sell it, then you have that liquidity and then things change. But because there's so little supply available to buy, when you see a rush in demand, it's immediately going to cause a spike in prices. So that's what's going to be very interesting to watch for as we enter 2024. We're hopefully entering a new bull run. ETFs are going to get filed. These ETFs alone are crazy too. BlackRock has already stated that they have to go in here in October and start buying up Bitcoin, physical Bitcoin, to back their ETF for potentially November. I don't know when it's going to get accepted. I don't know what's going to come out, but they have to have that Bitcoin behind them. All right. So these major asset managers and corporations, institutions, they're all filing for ETFs. They will have to start buying that Bitcoin in mass, and they'll realize that most of it isn't there. That's also going to drive up the price. So we're setting up for one of the largest bull markets we will ever see, not just in Bitcoin, but in the history of financial markets. I truly believe that. And it's going to be interesting to see where Bitcoin goes in terms of price and how that filters down into other cryptocurrencies, into all the other altcoins. I think people are going to want to diversify, knowing that Bitcoin, isn't available. You're going to see ETFs come out for Ethereum. You're going to see ETFs come out for Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, other main chains people want to invest in. So it's going to lead to a lot of diversity, a lot of money flowing everywhere. And it's a safe haven asset. If you want to flock to value, Bitcoin is one of the best places to go outside of precious metals, gold, stuff like that, commodities. So in the digital age, Bitcoin rules. And this is going to be very fascinating. And I think we're on the verge of something really interesting here come November. So, all right, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's talk about it. Let me know what you think about where Bitcoin is currently at and how this kind of stuff, this supply shock potentially, or I think inevitably, will affect the price of Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoin market as we head into 2024, 2025 as well. Comment your thoughts down below, like, share, subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, please do. If you have, thank you so much. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.